everyone!
Hello, I'm Paolo del Rosario. Ho, 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 we're almost there. Christmas Day is tomorrow. But before that, let's get you up to speed with some news that you could use right now.
Hello there, beautiful people. I'm Anne Asis-Carilo. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Well, let me say, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Let's start the day right with laughter, good holiday vibes, and big energy.
And I'm Monique Tuzon. Unfortunately, I won't be singing for you guys this morning, only Anne. We're here to bring you more fun to your mornings. Join us in the next hour for stories and conversations that matter. Pao, you prepared a dance number for us.
Yes!
Who sang so?
You hear the music?
Oh, I heard
It's
the
so
music.
lit.
Hindi ko lang dala yung yung Santa na sumasayaw.
Oh,
yan
yeah.
dapat
I
eh.
love
Yan dapat
I'm
eh.
missing the standing Santa Claus there.
I do not. Of
my
course,
God.
nakatakot kaya yun.
It is
Like, it was there
scary.
forever. But all joking aside, it's great that it's Christmas Eve. It's great that
Yes.
you're all dressed up with like gifts.
We are the gifts, our PNC.
Paolo actually said, you look like an elf. The moment he saw me,
Actually, that's
Elf
true.
on the shelf.
That's true. I mean, like, kulang na lang you had the red shoes that were pointing up
Oh my
also.
God, I just watched that movie
No.
last night, so I'm very festive.
Yeah,
We're
look
both-
at our colors.
This
Wow,
was
dapat
not
the
the
bright
plan.
red
I
ka
know,
din.
Pao is not
Wala
very
akong
festive.
bright- wala
Kaya
akong
nga
bright
he's the
red.
Grinch.
Oh, I
Because
see.
look how
Right,
like
right.
festive we
Yes, I
are.
know.
We're like Christmas colors, and then I don't know what green and what red that. UP red pa pala, guys.
Okay, guys,
Still
alright,
on UP red.
we're not, I don't own anything maroon. It's all burgundy.
What
But
else?
all joking aside, syempre, it's a great to have Christmas Day tomorrow, obviously.
Yes.
And we got a lot of great stuff lined up, including Jose Marichan bukas.
I
Yeah.
know.
Kay
At the
Ferdy.
forefront. At
Oh.
the forefront.
Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
it's incredible. And of course, there's just so much to look forward to here.
Yes.
Pati yung crew natin, may pakain tayo mamaya.
I know we
of
have our own
course.
Christmas party after the show.
Oo nga eh. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what,
So exciting.
how it's all gonna end up here today. Are you gonna do any last minute shopping?
Yes,
Yeah, later.
actually. I forgot. I was like, oh my gosh, we're the same. I forgot a couple people. I
Who
thought
did you
I
forget?
finished.
Who did you
I'm
forget?
not naming them.
Let's apologize to them
Actually,
on air.
it's
I
not
forgot
really.
you. I forgot my corporate gifts.
It's not really forgetting about them, but really not having enough time the day before.
Because they're low in your
yesterday.
priority
No,
list.
that's not
Because you don't care
naman.
as much.
We've been so
Okay, no, it's okay. I
busy.
understand. I understand.
Well, you know what?
Alam mo, Grinch.
Grinch kaya
Grinch
nga.
talaga tong si Paolo eh. Paolo
nako.
del Rosario, the Grinch.
Hey,
Yup.
I'm not stealing Christmas though. I'm just saying. I'm not stealing Christmas. Just hearts, not
Well-
Christmas.
Ay, wow!
We're just gonna leave him there. My
All right,
goodness.
Mo, let's go.
Well, speaking of Grinch, no Christmas cheer at the pump today because higher fuel prices greet motorists, which is so sad. So get your gas now. Diesel prices are going up by 1 peso and 45 centavos a liter, an increase of 50 centavos per liter for gasoline products, and kerosene 75 centavos per liter. The Energy Department cited factors such as the strengthening of the dollar and the lowered crude prices in the U.S., along with the unrest in the Middle East.
Now on to our weather report, the country can expect chances of rain for today. Now, Pag-asa says the Eastern Visayas, the Bicol region, Calabarzon, and Mimaropa can expect scattered rains because of the shear line, or the convergence of cold and warm winds. Now, state forecasters explain the country will remain storm-free in the upcoming days. Now, it adds tropical storm Pabuk, or formerly known as Romina, is way outside the country's weather monitoring area. Now, the northeast monsoon prevails over Luzon, bringing rains in the region, including Metro Manila. Now, the rest of the country can expect isolated rain showers and some cloudiness due to localized thunderstorms. Now, tune in to Weather HQ later on at 9 a.m. for updates, whatever the weather, only here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
With the 2025 polls drawing near, the Commission on Elections conducts a live test of Trusted Build. This is a process that makes sure the voting machine software works properly and can't be hacked or tampered with. This starts with experts and watchdogs checking the software code to make sure it's clean and free from any issues. Once they're sure it's secure, the software is locked in a safe environment where no one can change it. The final version is then installed in the voting machines. And unique identifiers called hash codes are double-checked to make sure everything matches. This process is important to give voters confidence that the election results will be fair and accurate.
The lower house is seeking to review the franchise of the National Grid Corporation, or NGCP. Congress says it has violated its franchise and charging of delayed projects, even if these are unfinished. The hearing showed that 34 out of its 37 delayed projects are unjustified. Lawmakers also asked why the NGCP was unable to answer its questions.
Ang laki-laki na nga ng kinikita nila, ang laki-laki ng dividendo nila, hindi pa sila nagbabayad ng buwis kasi nasa prangkisa nila na hindi sila dapat magbayad ng buwis. Kasi lang mahal-mahal ang presyo ng kuryente. Dahil nagbabayad tayo sa mga proyektong hindi pa tapos.
The NGCP, on the other hand, urged Congress to listen and let them explain its side.
Panawagan lang namin ay magbigyan kami ng patas na pagkakataon para ipaliwanag yung mga na-erase na mga issues kanina, no? Kasi lahat po yan, hindi naman po bago yung mga issues at naipapaliwanag natin. Maraming mga datos na ipinanghahawakan ang NGCP at kung makikinig lang po ang mga kinaukulan, maliliwanagan din po sila.
Santa Rosa City Lone District Representative Dan Fernandez has motioned to summon the NGCP's owners in the next hearing.
In the meantime, major changes await passengers at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. Come January, San Miguel Corporation's Bilyonaryo Ramon Ang revealed his plans to improve services at the airport. This includes adding seats in the terminals to make waiting more comfortable for passengers. Passengers can also expect mall-price food at the airport. Ang says the renting cost of commercial spaces in malls and airports is the same, so there is no reason for vendors to be selling at such a steep price. NNIC will closely monitor those who would take advantage of passengers with overpriced products or services.
Following the drama saga between the country's top leaders, their approval rate has seemed to have suffered. That's according to the latest Pulse Asia survey. Kurt Cahiles has that story.
Kapag pinatay ako, patayin mo si BBM, si Lisa Araneta, at si Martin Romualdez. No joke.
Vice President Sara Duterte's public image took a hit following this rant in an online briefing with reporters. The latest Pulse Asia survey showed a double-digit drop in her approval and trust ratings. The steepest declines were in Visayas and even in her stronghold, Mindanao. Another survey from Publicus Asia also reported a drop in her ratings. This comes amid a series of controversies she's been involved in, including the congressional probe into the alleged misuse of intelligence funds by her office and the Department of Education, threats to the lives of President Bongbong Marcos, First Lady Liza, and House Speaker Martin Romualdez, a lawsuit filed by police over her attempt to stop the transfer of her Chief of Staff Zulaika Lopez to the Women's Correctional Facility, and multiple impeachment complaints filed in the lower house. Added to this is the Senate and House investigations into the war on drugs during her father, former President Rodrigo Duterte's administration. Vice President Duterte claims these issues are part of a political strategy by President Marcos's camp against her and her family. Political analyst Eric Torre acknowledges that the past months have been challenging for Duterte.
People are actually thinking that how were you able to spend that much, amount of budget in a certain period of time? So it creates basically doubt that affects her credibility as the vice president.
However, Pulse Asia Research President Ronald Holmes believes she may still regain the public's trust.
It would be easier for her to recover that. In the event, let's say, for example, you're looking at 2028, no? That means that there's much more time. Because the other thing that we need to also understand is that the president's numbers are not also good.
Surveys show that the president's approval and trust ratings are also on the decline. Even the numbers of his cousin, House Speaker Romualdez, are falling. According to experts, public perception of the administration's handling of pressing national issues further contributes to these declines. Issues like rising prices, low worker salaries, and persistent poverty remain the top concerns for many Filipinos. Experts say these problems could be used by Vice President Duterte and her allies to challenge the administration.
The Filipino people, I think, we're waiting for that. Okay, what's the roadmap? How do we improve, or how will this administration better improve the quality of the lives of each and every Filipino? So I think that's the more pressing challenge right now on the part of the administration and part of the president.
This is actually a material that Sara could play up, no? Or her supporters could play up. But more importantly, this is a ground on which the administration stands that is a little bit shaky. If it's not going to improve, if the prices or access to basic goods and services will remain limited, no amount of financial assistance or ayuda would really alleviate the material condition of many Filipinos, and they might be held accountable for that.
In response to the Publicus Asia survey, the Vice President's office affirmed its commitment to serving the Filipino people with speed, efficiency, and integrity. Vice President Duterte has also declared that she does not shy away from a fight. The palace, on the other hand, seems unbothered by the survey results. Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin said that surveys are not enough to measure the administration's performance and emphasized their focus on improving Filipino lives, the economy, and the country's future. George Cahiles, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Good news for senior citizens. Purchase booklets are no longer required for purchasing discounted medications in drugstores. That's after Health Secretary Teodoro Herbosa signs an administrative order aiming to make the lives of the elderly easier. Herbosa says he's a senior citizen himself, so he understands the inconvenience. This, he adds, will be the Christmas gift of DOH and the President.
Moving on to sports, it's the next man up for the Milwaukee Bucks as they take on the Chicago Bulls today without several key players. The Bucks announced Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard will sit out the game, which tips off later at 9 a.m. Philippine time. The Greek Freak, who was the newly crowned NBA Cup MVP, is reportedly dealing with back spasms. Damian Lillard, on the other hand, is out apparently with a non-COVID illness. Dame is also struggling with a right calf strain. This comes after less than a week since the Milwaukee Bucks defeated the Oklahoma City Thunder to win the NBA Cup title.
Now on to entertainment. A new trailer for the upcoming Led Zeppelin documentary has been released. Becoming Led Zeppelin explores the origins of the English rock band and its rise to fame in the 70s. It also is the first film about Led Zeppelin that is officially sanctioned by the legendary group. The documentary features interviews with frontman Robert Plant, guitarist Jimmy Page, bassist John Paul Jones, and the late John Bonham on drums. Becoming Led Zeppelin is set to hit cinemas February 2025. Here's a look.
Out there, throwing it up in the air. We just recorded what we liked. It really dovetailed together.
Well, speaking of movies, when It's a Beautiful Day returns, we'll talk to director of The Kingdom, an official entry to the Metro Manila Film Festival 2024. Don't go away. It's a Beautiful Day. We'll be right back.
two reasons why. I think the first one is I come from a rice farming background in Ilocos Norte. I have relatives that does rice farming and really saw the complexities that they saw every single day. And second is really my immersion in Singapore. Earlier this year, I went to Singapore and I interned for a startup that helped shrimp farmers manage the risks of disease testing in Vietnam. So having to understand that risks is the biggest, most vulnerable factors that affect farming, I tried to apply that in the Philippines and AgriConnect came to be.
Magandang araw, Pilipinas! Sa bawat issue may iba't ibang anggulo. Sa bawat storya may iba't ibang kwento.
Himayin natin ang bawat sulok at bawat kanto mula sa iba't ibang perspektibo na madaling maintindihan ng karaniwang mamamayan.
Every Saturday na po kami 10 to 11:30 a.m. Kaya huwag kayong papahuli mga kabayan. Manatiling may pakialam sa mga issue sa ating bansa kung kaya samahan niyo kami. Dito lang sa Cuatro Cantos!
Ciao, mabuhay. You are watching The Word Exposed.
Prepare our hearts as we dive deeper into our faith and receive the strength from God's Word. Join Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle as he shares the reflection we need for the rest of the week.
We pray that the Word of God would find fulfillment in your life and His blessings be always upon you.
Every Sunday, 7 a.m. with replays at 3 p.m.
Putong daging to. Buhat na pula.
Hindi mo kami maluloko!
Putyat ng panibagong yugto. Dadanak ang dugo. Dadanak ang dugo sa inyong tahanan.
May bakit tayo huminto?
Ikaw ang aking katiwalang binasbasan.
Isa akong tinatwa. Walang tinta sa balat. Bakit yung bibili ng anak niyo sa isang tulad ko?
Wala sa tinta ng katawan ang pinta ng puso.
Well, that was a trailer for The Kingdom, an entry in this year's Metro Manila Film Festival. Now, this film explores an alternate timeline, a modern Philippines that was not colonized and is ruled by a powerful monarchy, the Kingdom of Kalayaan. Now, and it features a stellar cast led by MMFF Box Office King Vic Sotto and the ultimate heartthrob, Papa P, Piolo Pascual. Now, joining us here right now is the Kingdom Director Michael Tuviera, live via Zoom. It's a beautiful day, Direct Mike. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. It certainly is a beautiful day. Good morning to everybody.
Now, Direct, first off, grabe, we've seen historical epics. We haven't really seen alternate history epics, especially here in the Philippines. Paano ito nagsimula? Where did this idea germinate from?
Actually, it came from a very, very simple idea, simple observation that I had, that when you look at Philippine politics, especially in the rural areas, we still operate in a very almost feudal system, wherein generations of a single family can maintain control over a territory, over a province, a town, a city. And I said, it's very interesting the way our politics, our local politics work. So I said, what if we blow that up to the whole country? What if a single family or single entity controlled the whole country? Oh, what if the Philippines was a monarchy instead of a democracy? So dun nag-umpisa yun. Then it kind of grew from that.
Direk, grabe yung research that you did before you even started making this movie. You did a whole lot of research. You tapped into several agencies just to, get the right information about yung timeline, di ba? And I read somewhere that you even have this parang historical Bible that you made the actors read.
That's right. When we started staffing up, because a lot of the preparation, the work was done by the creative team, the production team. And then every time, if you were going to join the staff or the crew of the Kingdom, you would need to go through the Bible. So
Okay.
there's a Bible in terms of a primer of what society was like then, how the kingdom worked, what our language was. We even have a whole Bible on the tattoos.
Yeah.
That we have people wear and we have several pages on just bossing's tattoos because it took 4 hours every shooting day to put on his tattoos. So all of that is documented. So for example, our tattoos are not random. There's a reason why certain patterns are done, certain parts of the body, especially with the Lakan, the king. His whole body is filled, and there's a reason for that. So there was a lot of research because we really wanted to be as honest as possible to what this alternative Philippines would look like.
Direk, now that you've mentioned Lacan, the king, Vic Sotto takes center stage in this film, right? As Lacan Makisig. Now, this is not the first time you've directed Vic Sotto. You've done a lot of projects already with him, but this is, I believe, his first time to do this kind of genre, yung medyo straight drama. And I also read an interview where he said na-challenge siyang i-memorize yung mga lines dahil matalinghaga yung wika na ginamit dito sa pelikulang ito. So, what can you tell us about his character and how are you able to convince him to take this role? Anong klaseng Vic Sotto ang makikita namin dito sa pelikulang ito?
I was pleasantly shocked that he was so game to do this because both of us, our last film was 2019, so it was 5 years ago. It was the same film, Mission Unstoppable. So that was the last time I directed a big film on the big screen, and that was the last time he acted in a movie. And then I had the idea, and I told my producers, if Vic Sotto says no, then we don't have a film. If Vic Sotto says no, then we all have the rest of the year to relax. We have Christmas and all that. We will not have a film. I said I won't push through if he says no. So I went. He asked me to his house, and then we had the dinner, and then kinuwento ko sa kanya. I started telling him about the concept, and I was nervous. I said, "Oh, any moment now, he's just gonna say, nah, this is." After 5 years, like, I'm gonna go back to probably the hardest role I've ever done. So I was ready for him to just say no. He never said no. He never said yes either. He just started asking so many questions.
Okay.
So I think, I read between the lines, oh no, he's in. So by the end of the dinner, he committed. I said, okay, tara, direct, let's do this.
Direct, you know, it amazes me how much research you guys did with this film, and I'm so excited to actually watch it. But I'm just so curious, are there any real-life historical figures that actually inspired Lakan Makisig?
We actually did a combination of several historical figures, but we did not want it to feel like a period piece.
Yeah.
It's not biographical or anything like that. So we borrowed events and aspects of other people just to make it feel realistic and genuine. But no, we really created the character of Lakan Makisig for Vic Sotto and for this film. So at the end of the day, because it's never really been done. So even historical figures in the history of the Philippines has never gone through a monarchy in the present day. So we really had to kind of use imagination on how that would work in the current settings of the Philippines. So so it's very, very much original in terms of the characters, the family, the royal family, the supporting characters around bossing. All of that is fictional, but all of them we really try to make them as realistic and genuine as possible.
Direk, this is an ambitious project and I'm sure you have ambitious cast members as well kasi grabe, all-star cast talaga, Piolo Pascual, Christine Reyes, Sue Ramirez, Sid Lucero. Can you tell us a bit about yung why you selected them, why were they chosen for their respective roles, and of course, how much did they help in this creative process? Kasi there's a lot of imagination involved, sabi mo nga, in creating this whole process. So what did they bring? What dynamic did you find with this group?
I was very, very lucky. I have to say, I have to thank my producers for this and our casting director. I was very spoiled in this film. I got everybody I wanted. So that's very rare for a director. But for me, it's very, very simple. When we write the script and the script is done, I have this movie in my head. And all I try to do is just replicate the movie in my head. And these actors were the only ones that I was thinking of for these roles. And they were very, very helpful. Everyone had such passion for the project, and everyone kind of chimed in and put in a lot of input also. For example, like with Christine, the way her character would move, even the way she would stand, parang she was the one who kind of came up with all of these mannerisms and stuff. Si Sid was so fun to work with because his character of Bagwis is always very angry. He's very short-tempered. And si Sid is such a chill guy, completely opposite of that. So, he had all of these little touches that he would do. Si Sue she had a brilliant idea from the beginning of the film because we would talk about Luwalhati, who's the youngest of Lakan Makisig's children. Siya yung pinaka-spoiled. And she's been very much sheltered. Siya yung favorite ng tatay niya. And then we were talking about it. We were talking. And then out of nowhere, she just said, "Oh, she's basically like a Disney princess, right?" And I'm like, "Oh, I never thought of that." And she played it as that. She played it like a Disney princess, and it just came out in the film to the point that in the premiere, after the movie was done, all of these kids were running up to her, wanting to get autographs and wanting to hug her. Sabi ko, ayan, ganap na Disney princess ka na nga talaga.
Direk, alam mo, you mentioned a while ago there was a challenge in terms of just the language even, especially with si Bossing. But I could only imagine that the rest of the cast also had that same challenge because it is different compared to siguro what we normally expect considering napakalalim ng Tagalog na ginagamit or the Filipino na ginagamit sa film. Can you tell us a bit about yung shared challenge na yun para sa grupo?
It was a challenge for everyone. Even before the actors came in, it was very challenging for the crew, for the staff. So even the technical department, we would have to kind of all sit down and make sure that we share the same language. It was very difficult because we had to strip the language of most of our foreign influences. And that's when we realized how much of our language was based on Spanish, and how much of our language, even from of course American words and Japanese words, not just in language but in the culture of the country in the film. But si Bossing, honestly, and he would be the first one to admit this. Bossing was the first one who had the hardest time because sabi nga niya, direct kasi sa comedy, dalawang linya nang okay na matatawa na yung tao But in drama, you guys go through paragraphs and paragraphs. Hindi ako sanay dito. So it would take him like literally days and days to just, memorize pages of dialogue. Pero ang talaga dito, the people who are just so naturally parang bagay to this world was Piolo, who never, from the first time we read the script, he already kind of imbibed the world and his character. And si Sue. When she got the key of being the Disney princess, wala na. They were just so comfortable. Everyone was struggling except those two. Parang, I think you guys really belong in this world, sabi ko sa kanila.
Direk, you mentioned wanting to create a non-political film about politics, but family-centered. How were you able to achieve this through The Kingdom?
It was very important for us to be relevant, especially at the current climate of the Philippines, as you guys, of course, very much know that there's a lot of things happening politically in our country right now, even up to the upper echelons of government, and of course, it's going to be election year next year. So we're not in a vacuum. We know that this is going to be seen from a political perspective. Thank goodness, Bossing and I are very non-political people.
Okay.
We're surrounded by politicians, we're related to politicians, but we're not very political people.
Yeah.
And the way we're able to achieve this is to really focus on the characters. Because I think a political film really would focus on the principles of the politics behind it. But no, we focus on the people, on the characters. So at the end of the day, even with all the world building and the politics and the plot of the film, it really is about family. It is about a father, a flawed father at that, making the choice of his life, which is who will succeed him in being the head of the land.
Direk, you mentioned it a while ago. I love that word world building, especially when you look at the visuals, the costumes, the tattoos, and everything. My partner here, Mo, was looking at all the costumes a while ago, and she was like, I want all of them. And
I do love Filipino, like local weaves and everything, so I'm obsessed. So kudos to you, Direct. The costumes were so beautiful. So I'm so curious, how did you develop the aesthetics of the film, and did you have any cultural references that influenced these choices? I mean, you mentioned
Yes,
the
actually-
tattoos kanina, you did. What about the
Yeah.
costumes?
I have to give all the credit to Nestor Abrahena, our production designer. He did a lot of the visual research for that. He helped come up with the Bibles for it, especially the visual Bibles. So everything was very much researched, but it was half research on like, for example, textiles that we use, and we really did kind of import textiles from different places. Some of them actually, it was interesting. Nestor was telling us that some of the most like accurate textiles he had to source from other countries because we don't really produce them anymore. And some he got from faraway provinces, which are still woven to this day by hand. So there's a lot of that kind of genuine authenticity in the design that most people will never even catch. Most people will never even really appreciate. Just because, it looks good on screen, that's important. But for us, and especially for our production designer Nestor, the authenticity of even the origins of the design of the patterns.
Yeah.
Because some of these patterns are not doable by machine. So to this day, they do it by. That's why it's so limited, the amount of, for example, textiles they have for certain costumes. So it was that kind of passion for detail that kind of made everyone bagay to the project. Parang you're not gonna survive making The Kingdom if you're not 110% passionate about it.
Direk, we were talking to other directors at MMFF, and they're saying that the audience has changed in the MMFF. Parang umangat na yung in terms of yung spending power because of the fact that it's a bit difficult, more expensive right now to watch movies. With the audience changing, would you feel that yung approach mo to filmmaking, especially The Kingdom in particular, has changed? Kasi napaka-unique yung premise. It's a very different story. All these top actors doing something that they haven't done in the past. Was this all a part of trying to adapt to this new audience as well?
Well, we started with the story. Whenever I make a movie or make any project, it all the seed is the story. If you have a good story, we try our best to make it, and then we kind of try to figure out if it's good for the audience. But I think it's a perfect storm right now because in terms of the relevance of what's happening in our country, a movie like The Kingdom is really landing on the perfect time when people will really get something from it. And it's relevant to what's happening to us right now. But other than that, I think a movie like The Kingdom may not exist a few years ago, or the audience may not be as receptive. For example, if they see Bossing, you have to make him make jokes. You have to make him lighter and all of that. Maybe the audience would not have been as open. But with the audience now, they're much more discerning. So one would be, yes, it's more expensive now to watch movies in the cinema, but it's also the fact that the audience is much more discerning because they're so exposed to streaming. So audiences are much more exposed now to Korean content, Korean movies, different genres, horror, love stories, and stuff like that. And the streaming platforms have kind of globalized, in a way, the taste of the Filipino audience. And that's why I think more than ever, the Filipino audience is ready and more open to something like The Kingdom.
Yeah, Direk, you mentioned that the audience is more discerning, right? So is there a key takeaway message or something that you want the audiences to glean when they watch your film? Because it's the first of its kind, and we're all really excited to watch it.
The most important thing for us, when I was talking to Piolo and Bossing and my co-producers about it, especially now that we are landing literally a few months away from elections, the most important thing for us to remember is watch the film and see what could have been. And there are, when you compare, yeah, there may be some things that are different, some things are better in a monarchy, some things are worse. But at the end of the day, the film wants you to remember that we right now still live in a in a democracy, and you have the power to change your leaders. You have the power to choose who leads you. That's not the point. That's not the reality in a monarchy. In a monarchy, a single family or a single person decides your fate, decides how the culture of the land and the direction of the country. That is not true in the Philippines. In the Philippines, you have the power of the vote. So, and we hope that when people watch this, they remember that. They remember the pride of being Filipino and the power of the vote, and that we have our own capability to control our destiny and no one else.
The Kingdom is showing as part of the MMFF, going to cinemas all over the country. Of course, that will be on Christmas Day. That is tomorrow. Direct Mike, maraming salamat. Really appreciate your time and, of course, sharing all the insights about the Kingdom. A lot to really go through, pour through, especially when you watch it. It's going to be an alternate universe, alternate timeline, and we are really excited to really pour through it. Maraming salamat, Direct Michael Tuviera.
Thank you so much.
Now, guys, when we return, we're going to check out some Christmas movies that you can watch this Christmas Eve. So don't go away. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back.
The latest news, national issues, the political scene, and conversations with prominent personalities. All these firsthand at the forefront.
It's still continuing with hearings on the EJ.
But we can recommend the filing of cases with the proper offices or agencies.
It is always victimizing the poor, so we will continue to go against corruption in the budget.
At the forefront with attorney Karen Jimeno, 8 a.m.
Good morning, I'm Mikey Oreta, and you're watching Basis Points, where we dive deep into the numbers and the stories that drive our economy and shape our world.
Stay ahead of the curve with the latest on financial dynamics.
The Philippines' trade deficit hits its highest level in over 2 years. The Philippine stock market continues to plummet. The Philippine Economic Zone Authority is on track.
Join us as we delve into the evolving economic landscape. Mikey Oreta, Basis Points, 9:30 a.m. Only on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Lenny's looking very smart. Hello, Lenny.
He's woken up specially for
Hello.
you.
Find a special place.
Good for this one here.
You've been a good girl. I have been very good, actually. Very, very good. So, very happy Christmas and happy. Thank you.
Hello, hello, welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. Now, Christmas in the Philippines would be incomplete without the songs of the one and only Jose Marichan. The OPM icon's hits like Christmas in Our Hearts remain a staple among Filipino households. In fact, the country rings in the Burr months with his songs to kickstart the world's longest Christmas celebration. Speaking on At the Forefront, JMC tells us what he thinks the spirit of Christmas truly means.
The blessings in life, and every day of my life, I have the spirit of Christmas in me. And people have asked me, what is the spirit of Christmas? Even in your song, and may the spirit of Christmas be always in our hearts.
Correct.
The spirit of Christmas is giving and sharing.
Mm-hmm.
We who have been blessed should share our blessings with those in need.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many out there in need.
And here's a snippet of Jose Marichan, Father Christmas, performing his timeless Christmas in Our Hearts.
Whenever I see girls and boys selling lanterns on the streets, I remember the child in the manger as he sleeps. Wherever there are people giving gifts, exchanging cards, I believe that Christmas is truly in their hearts. Wow.
Catch Jose Marichan on At the Forefront with Ferdy Salvador on Christmas Day, December 25th at 8 a.m. only on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. Oh, I'm so sad he didn't come here. Happy for Ferdy, but I wish he also guested here.
I know, but I think he can't do mornings. That's what I heard. So that's why.
Nag-record na lang siya.
Nag-record na lang siya. But you know what? I remember hosting one of his mall shows. And while I was interviewing him on stage, he said that he doesn't really want to be called Father Christmas or the Father of Christmas, because he wants that to be, you know, God, Jesus, right? He wants to be known as the Father of Philippine Christmas music. That's the title that he wants, actually. So not really Father Christmas,
I've been calling him Father Christmas.
Well, to be fair, he's kapag Burr months, like as early as September, lumalabas na siya.
No, my favorite is the meme where he like peeks like this, like it's Burr months.
No, I mean, like he's just so iconic, and everyone loves him. And of course, I don't even remember the first time he came into my consciousness. It's just like it feels like he's always was there.
He's just been there.
Oo.
I mean, even in the U.S., right? Like I grew up there, but he's still always
Nasa States
playing.
din
He's still in the U.S., so I was like, he follows me everywhere. I mean, Pentatonics, they did a remix with Lea Salonga, actually.
Oh, yeah, they did.
So, Father Christmas of the Philippine music is worldwide.
You know, I feel like Jose Marichan and Mariah Carey should meet up.
No, and Michael
Philippines
Bublé.
ex-USA.
Yes.
Oh my
And Michael Bublé.
And Michael Bublé.
Kasi they're the top two,
icons.
Jose Marichan song and Mariah Carey's All I what's that?
All I Want for Christmas.
Yeah, there.
That would be amazing. I would die.
Oh, you know what? I found out, I read an article last night that Mariah Carey, biglang shift to Mariah Carey, but anyway, she actually gets $3 million every year
for her royalties,
song,
for
and
her
she doesn't
song.
even need to do anything. She
That's
just gets that
we should
money.
definitely come up with a Christmas jingle.
You know what?
So
we just need to push Jose Mariah Chan. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Jose Mariah Chan.
We should make that happen.
Jose Mariah Chan. That's the best thing you've said.
I've said a lot of good things on this show.
No, but that's so good. Ang galing mo.
Anyway.
I'm so proud.
That should happen. Now, anyway, if you guys are staying in this Christmas Eve, whether with your loved ones, your friends, or by yourself, here are some classic movies that you can watch that will surely get the holiday cheer going. Let me see if my movie's on this list. First up, the classic Home Alone, a 1990 movie starring Macaulay Culkin, Joe Pesci, and Daniel Stern, where an 8-year-old troublemaker mistakenly left home must defend himself against a pair of burglars on Christmas Eve.
Did you lock up?
Yeah.
Do we set the timers on the lights?
Mm-hmm. What else could we be forgetting?
Police in the northern suburbs are on the lookout for a pair of burglars who are calling themselves the Wet Bandits.
We know that you're in there.
It's Santa Claus and his elf.
And if you're up for a Nick Cage classic, this one might be right up your alley. In The Family Man, released in 2000, a fast-lane investment broker wakes up to a different life, with his sports car exchanged to a minivan and his girlfriend exchanged for a wife.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Campbell. How'd you make out this year, Tony? About $4 grand and a bottle of 25-year-old scotch from 9D.
Then.
I'm putting it all in commercial paper, like you said. Good, but just until the Deutschmark turns. Thank you, Mr. Campbell. All right.
Now, this one's up for debate. Whether you could actually consider this a Christmas movie, Die Hard, a late 80s classic starred by Bruce Willis, I love him, is an action-packed movie where a New York City police officer tries to save his estranged wife and several others taken hostage by terrorists during a Christmas party in Los Angeles. Sounds like a Christmas movie to me.
Out of here or be carried out. But have no illusions, we are in charge.
Think, David, think.
We've got a fire alarm. I thought I told all of you I want radio silence.
Sorry, I didn't get that message.
Mayday, terrorists have seized the Nakatomi Plaza.
This channel is reserved for emergency.
Alan Rickman was spectacular in that movie. I loved him. But of course, I love Bruce Willis.
But I don't think that's a Christmas movie.
It is, right, Pao?
It's not.
It is.
It is not a Christmas movie.
First of
no,
all-
no, that's an action movie.
Wait,
It's an action Christmas
No,
movie.
no,
it takes
I don't think
takes
so.
place in Christmas.
Just because it takes
Wait,
place in
it takes place in Christmas. It's about family
Yes.
reuniting with his wife.
And
Okay.
forgiveness too.
It's about
right?
forgiveness. Oo, and they get rid of the Grinch, which is Alan Rickman.
Hi, nako. I'm not
Right?
going to
No,
argue with
it-
you
it
because it's
works.
the 24th.
It works.
But some of
It's
my
a
favorites
Christmas
didn't make
movie.
it.
I know.
The Grinch, Elf.
Elf is a good one.
Such a
yeah.
great one. What's
The
the other
Holiday,
one?
The Holiday.
Love Actually.
Yeah, Love Actually.
Like
I can't
feel
believe
good
it's not
movies. I
there.
feel like somebody getting taken as hostage last night. Feel
Oh,
good
you don't
movie.
feel good watching Die Hard?
No.
Yippee-ki-yay! Oh my
Yippee-ki-yay!
goodness! Oh my goodness!
Home Alone is my favorite, of course.
Oh
Home
my
Alone,
goodness.
Yes. But The Holiday, I can't believe it didn't make the list.
And Cindy Lou Who, the Grinch. But I mean, we do have the Grinch here.
But we have our own
yes,
version
we have
of the
our
Grinch
own.
anyway, so there.
I got you gifts. But the point is that whatever holiday movie that you do watch, it does make you get into the spirit, get
Yes.
into the swing of
That's
things.
right, that's
I
right.
personally I actually am watching Die Hard later on
I
today.
know.
It's just
Me
one
the
of those
Holiday.
things.
I will be watching The Grinch tonight. I watched Elf already last night.
Okay.
So
You did,
today is
all
The
right.
Grinch and Home Alone. What about you, Anne?
I'm gonna watch The Holiday. I want to do some crying on Christmas Eve.
Ano ba?
Why?
It's
I
a
know,
cry
like,
movie.
Yeah, but why would you want to cry on
You wanna
Christmas
be
Eve?
happy.
No, because it's cry, but it's also feel good. Diba?
Okay, whatever. Float your boat. Well, we got more stories for you guys later on the show. Don't go away. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back.
Good evening, I'm Pinky Webb. Tonight we ask the questions, what does the investigation cover? We tackle the issues,
The president's immunity from suit is absolute.
we clarify matters, and we get on point.
Watch his press con. Sinabi niya na ayaw niya ng kudeta.
What is questionable about the AR, sir? The Vice President keeps insisting walang active threat kung hindi ako mamamatay.
Tignan na lang natin, mahirap pang pangunahan eh.
Pinky Web on point. Beauty, health, adventure. This is for you. Join Marie Lozano where she uncovers the untold stories and unexpected surprises in the world of lifestyle.
We wanted to create a space where we could dive into these topics not just by talking to experts, but experiencing the topics firsthand. Let me tell you about the Lifestyle Lab.
On PNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Hello and welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. Now, we've talked about Santas around the world who are either running or riding a jet ski. But now, let's check out what's happening in Greece, where dozens of stand-up paddleboarding athletes dressed as Santa descend on the seafront of the country's second biggest city. Now, crowds gathered at the waterfront of Thessaloniki, to see the Santa sail by on bright-colored paddle boards. Now, the parade began in front of the city's White Tower, a 15th century museum, and ended at the port. Around 30 athletes joined the annual event. Santa's doing everything. I love it.
I know, and those are super fit Santas.
I know, I was about to
We're the
say,
core,
that is not
right?
a joke to try
Strong
to do
core.
those.
I mean, like,
So
paddleboarding is fun. I've
It
yet
is,
to
I
do
love
it in a
paddleboarding.
Santa
Santa
outfit, though.
outfit, yeah.
To be fair, I don't think I've done anything in a Santa outfit. Just take a look at
It's
that.
time to try that
Ooh,
this year.
look at
Galing. Oh, look at
that.
Santa rowing too.
Yeah.
So cute.
You know what's funny? None of them look wet. How did they get there? No, but
Baka
then...
parang water-resistant yung Santa costume nila, right?
Ito yung mga naubusan ng reindeers dahil sa global warming. Kaya,
the reindeers are hibernating or something like
they
that.
They got tired.
Yeah.
Pero
that's such a great spectacle to see.
Oh, that's so great though.
Now, from that one, Santa in the water, we move on to Dubai, where a car wash provides customers with a unique experience. Hidden in Dubai's alleys in a setting resembling a proper horror movie, cars approach the carefully lit shutter of the shop. Then staff members dressed in horror movie costumes act to scare customers and give them a proper chilling experience, all while washing their cars. Designed to attract more clients to the business, the initiative gained more momentum than expected, attracting a clientele that spans from families to couples and curious groups of friends.
Brother sent me a message and he was like, we can get another idea to bring more people, and I thought the idea is nice, so within a week we started executing the idea and the designs and the costumes and everything, and then we went out with our first video. After that we got a lot of engagement, a lot of people started coming, more than we even expected. 99% if not 100% of our customers are satisfied, they're happy, because it's something different. You can go for a car wash but then it's boring. People are coming with their family, friends, even kids, but I mean over 15, because we're not allowed to let anyone under 15 to come in. So we have been having some good reactions from our customers.
I was nervous and I was also a little bit scared, but when we entered, you know, all the faces, it was amazing. Yeah, and now I'm relaxed.
From the beginning, from when I entered until now, the situation was perfect. The signs, the instructions written on the door to turn off the lights and ring the horns, it was really as if you were inside a real house of horror, you know, a dangerous place. It was a strange feeling, frankly, a perfect feeling.
I would not do that. Like, look how freaky that is. The Grinch is just popping up amongst like the suds.
And that green
no,
lighting,
thank
and
you.
the lighting is creepy.
Do you hear like earlier when they were doing the interview, you can hear everybody screaming in the background. It looks like so, no way.
Why would I subject myself to something like that?
I don't know, why would you cry in movies? I mean, like...
That's so much better than being frightened in a car wash. Oh my goodness, that'll give you nightmares.
But you know what the real fear of Christmas is? Is when, you know, you're a day before Christmas and you realize you don't have gifts for certain people.
You know what? Paolo, Grinch, del Rosario.
What? I'm just being general.
Listen.
Bakit? Natamaan ka ba?
Natamaan kami.
Natamaan ba kayo? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize na tatamaan kayo.
I know, right? He's like low-key Grinch sometimes, but then high-key.
You know what? He's getting back at us for posting his photo on the LED
Just wait.
We're
What?
not yet done.
Up our sleeves.
2024 isn't over yet, Paolo.
I just said, diba nakakatakot yun? That you realize, I don't have a gift pala.
You know what? Let's move on because we have more ammunition against Paolo on this segment. Because as special as this day is, we're sharing some childhood Christmas memories here on It's a Beautiful Day.
I actually forgot this. I forgot to...
That's me.
Oh, that's Mo.
That's what I was talking about yesterday when I got my bike. Look, I was so cute. I don't know what happened. I was so cute.
So that was your childhood most memorable experience?
My most memorable
getting the bike.
Oh, gift from Santa, my princess bike.
You're so cute, Mo. My goodness.
I know. I don't know what happened. And my family used to dress me up all the time. Now I'm just in pajamas.
Wow.
See, Paolo, that's still my nose.
Oh, that's my dad. Oh my goodness. So this is my Christmas memory. This was the first time that we went to the States and experienced snow on Christmas. There's snow. You know, one experience. This was in Texas, but we went to like New Mexico to check out this place where they had the sand and the snow and everything together.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
This one was in San Francisco. My dad was trying on hats. We didn't get to go back because my dad died after several years after that trip. But one thing that I remember there, my memorable experience was when it started snowing, my dad got so excited and he ran out of the house in his sando and his boxer shorts.
Cute.
And he started jumping up and down and trying to catch the snowflakes. And then he realized like, oh my God, ang lamig. And then he ran back.
Iba talaga mga Pinoy with snow, no?
Yeah,
Because we're not
the
used
first
to
time
it.
they see
So
snow.
magical.
No, but then after 10 minutes, everybody's like over it. It's like the first time you see it, you're so excited, and after, wala
Then
na.
you realize yan pala yung laman ng freezer.
Yeah. That's the ice candy that they sell.
That is the halo-halo, actually. The halo-halo, when you touch the ice,
wala siyang
halo-halo.
sinend.
No,
Because he
no,
doesn't
I
want
forgot
us
to
to
send.
make fun of him on air.
No, because to be completely frank, normally yung ginagawa namin is that we go to the PBA because my dad normally has a game. So we normally spend Christmas Day doing the PBA. No, yeah, but I completely forgot, to be honest. But actually what I would have sent, which you're just gonna have to look for, was because one of my very first jobs was actually as a mascot for different Christmas shows. I was a reindeer multiple times.
So cute.
Yeah, so no, I don't know if it's cute. Nakatakot rin. It would have worked for it would have worked for that horror
That
show.
Dubai
It would have
thing.
worked for that horror show. There would have been a reindeer na 6 foot tall.
my God.
Naglilinis sa kotse mo.
Grinch,
But then of course, at the same time, we also want to pay tribute to some of our casting, some of our crew and our production. Guys, pasok kayo, pasok kayo.
I've been working
Yeah,
so
because
hard, especially during the holidays.
yeah, kasi grabe, they have been. Just want to give tribute to these guys also.
These are the guys that work so hard
Behind
to put the
the
show
scenes.
together, our behind-the-scenes team.
Yeah, we wouldn't be
Team, it's a
here
beautiful
without
day,
them.
guys.
So we have an early Noche Buena for them. We don't have the food here.
Are you
on
ready
set
with
because
your
it's
song
not as
number?
pretty.
Actually,
You
ganito
guys
yan.
have to
Alam mo yung
perform
mga
without
ginagawa
before
natin
eating.
sa mga Christmas party, nagpapakanta ng mga, mga bata. Oo,
Ready mo na yung 1,000 pesos.
That's why my dad thought
Actually,
yun.
nakay-direcary yung nakay-direcary yung pera. So,
yeah.
thank you na lang.
No, but seriously, thank you guys for everything that you do.
Yes, thank you,
Since the
Elmer,
start of
Kelsey,
It's a
Noel,
Beautiful
and
Day.
Gian, the
Yes.
best team.
Yeah.
You guys are
100%.
amazing.
Direct, let's play the dance music. Magsasayaw na raw sila.
And on that
Up
note,
until-
just a reminder po na bukas na po ang Pasko, 1 day
Yay!
to go.
And I hope you guys can fan to our hardworking crew also.
Yeah,
You guys make every day amazing.
Oo,
So we're gonna feast later. Hey.
So kasi, we're like this now kasi hindi tayo live bukas, no? But at the same time.
Oh, but they
Ayun, there they are.
We're gonna eat now after the show.
And of course, guys, everyone at home, Merry Christmas. We cannot wait to see everyone's posts online.
Yeah, looking forward
also,
to
yung mga
that.
family photos. And of course, remember the reason for the season. And of course, hindi gumagalaw yung prompter kasi nandito pa yung prompter operator. Kaya mag-a-adlib na lang po kami. Mag-a-adlib na po kami going to the end. That's it for us this Tuesday, December the 24th. Ako po si Paolo del Rosario. Thank you very much for spending Christmas Eve with us. Spend the Christmas Day with us tomorrow. We still have a few best of recordings for you guys, replays, and stories that you should also listen. So thank you very much. Have a very Merry Christmas.
And I'm Anne Asis-Carilo. Before we go, let's say Merry Christmas to Doc Sai and Jen and everyone else there at Lift Clinic. My face is super ready for all the Christmas parties. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. And I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday. And remember, wherever you go, spread love and cheer.
And I'm Monique Tuzon. We didn't get to see everybody in the control room. They're busy working all the cameras. But thank you, Direct, and everybody in the control room, our bosses and everybody here at Bilyonaryo channel for working so hard during the holidays. I'm Monique Tuzon. And Direct's gonna give us money, she just said on the override. Salamat, Direct. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, we know who's gonna give money sige after the show. But anyway, like Will Ferrell said in Elf, the best way to spread Christmas cheer is to sing loud for all to hear. So, Anne, take it away. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry
Let's
Christmas.
sing Merry Christmas.
Salam.
And a
That's why I said Anne.
All right, ladies
We'll
and
see you
gentlemen.
guys
All right. Thank you very much for watching.
Yes.
It's oh my
on,
gosh.
What do you think?
Every day is
A beautiful day! Ganyan talaga ako